Hey guys, it's Ken here again, and I am calling you now from Canadian Hot Tubs. I promised you all last week that I was going to start doing videos regularly and teaching you how I'm scaling this business here. You know, when we bought it, it did 1.8 million in sales in a whole year. In our first full month, which was October, basically, because we didn't start until a couple days into September. Our first month in October, we're going to do about 250,000, which means we're now on a run rate to do about 3 million. So we're on a run rate that's already going to show us doing about 1.2 million more. So almost doubling right now. And that happened a lot with what I said in the last video. Now, where I'm at now with this company, we've been running it for 2 months and we've got some systems in place. We basically tripled our production ability with everything we did out here. So we put this new area in, we rebuilt it, we created 2 workstations to work on covers, the guys are doing great. 2 workstations to work on hot tubs, the guys are doing great. And we doubled the amount of people out here. So the employees we had, we made them managers, supervisors, and we started paying them more to do that. And then we started hiring new people. So they're teaching them how to do it. So we're increasing the production capacity. Now, my job at this point with all the people in place is I need to really micro study the process. So the numbers tell me that in our company, we're doing about a 20% profit margin, net profit margin. What that means is after we sell a product for $1, whatever we sell it for, then we subtract all of our costs to make the product. Those are your hard costs, and then your material costs, and then you get your gross profit. Then we subtract all of the costs of running the business, employees' salaries, and all that stuff, and you get to your net profit. What I've been doing over the last couple months is I've been studying the business to see if I could figure out what the potential net profit could be. Not what I think it is, but what it could be with all the efficiencies and everything as we scale. Because you have to really understand what your net profit could be before you make decisions to scale. So I saw the model, and working with my partner, Mark, we realized that we could really refine this business and get to about a 30% net profit in our business, which would be freaking amazing. So now I'm in a situation where we're at about a 20% right now. If I can increase to 30% net profit, that means more profit for me, my partners, and our incredible lenders, because they're all going to make a boatload of money on this business. And this video is mostly for them because they can see what's actually happening behind the scenes. So now I'm looking at every little thing I can do to increase net profit. And now the way you do that is you've got to reverse engineer it. So I can start looking back because I understand the process and how we do it. And one of the things that I found, I'm going to go out in the shop now and I'm going to show you guys a little piece of the puzzle here. So right now on this side of the house, we are making about 10 to 15 covers a week. And we sell a cover. This is a hot tub cover. Basically, here's the deal, friends. Every year in North America, 2 million hot tubs are purchased with covers. The covers only last 7 to 8 years. So if you think about that, we have a market of up to 2 million covers that need to be replaced every year. And we're scaling this and we're doing really well with it. But one of the things that happens, the way we make the covers, and all of our covers are made by hand. They have this incredible insulating fabric. This has the same R value as insulation. So it keeps the covers all in place. But you can see how we're doing this by hand. We put them on the table and we cut this cover material. This wood is incredibly high quality cedar cover material. We buy it in these 14-foot lengths and we cut it to length. Well, one of the things that we were doing here, just the way they were running the business, is they would lay the covers out on the table and they would take pieces of wood that are about 12 feet long or whatever the length is. But essentially what would happen is on every 14-foot length, we would end up with all this scrap. And we're doing this right now. See all this scrap? These are about 2-foot pieces. So the 2 of them together, let me just put these out here so you can see it. So if I put the 2 of those together right there, we're looking at about 3 feet in scrap. On a total length of a board, that's about 14 feet. I'm going to try and back up so you can see it. So that's a 14-foot piece. That's the wood we're using. 14 feet right there. What that means is for every 14-foot board, we're scrapping 3 feet. Do the math on that. That's about 20% waste on those boards. So what we did is I looked really, really closely at what was actually happening in the process. And what I found was that on those, about 70% of the covers we make are rectangular, and the board length of the rectangular covers is even. And what they do, the finished material, the finished covers, I'll show you out in the lobby. You're going to see this a lot better so you can understand this. So when you look at the finished cover, the cover is right up against the insulation, and it's on an angle here. And so all I said to the team out there for the rectangular covers, let's pre-cut this side so we can minimize the waste on this side. And then on the other side of the rectangular cover, let's cut it so that it's only 3 inches out. And then once they attach it, then they're going to use a jigsaw. They used to use the jigsaw on both sides, and that's where a lot of the waste was being created. Just that one thing immediately is going to make us 10% more money in that one little change. And when I explained to the manager, so the next thing, if you own a business and you want to make a major change to what they're doing, so that seems minor, for me managing the business, but out on the floor, I know that's going to be like a major change for them. So what you have to do, the next thing you do is if you've got a supervisor involved, you got to get them to buy into it. So you can't just run out on the floor and say, hey, do this, change this, do this. No. So what I did as soon as I got here this morning is I brought the 2 supervisors in from the cover department, and I explained why we were doing it. I showed them the numbers and how much more money would we make. And they know that the more money we make, the more money they make because they get raises. And they got really excited about it, and they helped me figure out how we're actually going to do it. And now they're implementing it. So that was the big news for today down here at the Canadian Hot Tub Company. That will make us, 10% more money, bigger net profits, and help us out a lot as we're scaling the business. And so the takeaway for you guys is, if you're trying to scale a business, focus on net profits. Figure out what it is. What's the net money you're making after all your expenses, and then learn your production process or your fulfillment process for whatever you're doing. Know it as well as anybody in your company. If you don't, you're going to fail. You should be the one doing it if you're a small company, so it should be easy for you. But learn it so well so that you can start to test different ways to make it better. If you make it better, it's more profitable. That's the story of the day. Anyway, hope this helps. Keep watching, keep following me. If you know anybody that's trying to build a business, then share my Facebook page with them. Say, if there's anybody here that's trying to build a business, follow Ken Dunn, because he's doing free teaching and coaching about how to scale a business right on his Facebook page. Why not? See you soon. Thanks a lot, guys.